In the year 2025, the vast oceans of the world bowed to the unyielding might of the United States Navy. From the icy expanses of the Arctic to the sun-scorched waves of the South China Sea, American carriers sliced through the waters like titans of old, their decks alive with the thunder of jets and the hum of advanced drones. The USS Vanguard, a Ford-class supercarrier, was the crown jewel of this dominance, a floating fortress equipped with electromagnetic railguns, hypersonic missiles, and AI-driven defense systems that could neutralize threats before they even materialized. Commanding this behemoth was Captain Alexander Thorne, a man whose name evoked both admiration and quiet reverence among his crew. Alex, as his closest confidants called him, had eyes like storm clouds and a voice that could calm the roughest seas or rally men to face hell itself. Alex wasn't always destined for the helm of such power. Born in a quiet coastal town in Maine, he grew up watching the horizon where the Atlantic met the sky, dreaming of adventures beyond the lobster traps and fog-shrouded lighthouses. His father, a Vietnam vet, had instilled in him a sense of duty, but it was the loss of his mother to a sudden illness that forged his resolve. "The sea takes, but it also gives," she had whispered in her final days, her hand frail in his. Those words echoed in his mind as he rose through the ranks, earning medals in covert operations from the Persian Gulf to the Strait of Hormuz. Now at 42, with salt and pepper hair and a scar tracing his jaw from a near-fatal skirmish-off, Yemen Alex embodied the Navy's ethos: unbreakable, unrelenting. But power came at a price. Back home in San Diego, his wife, Elena Voss Thorne, waited with their young son, Liam. Elena was a vision of grace, a marine biologist whose laughter could light up the darkest room. Her name meant shining light, and to Alex she was exactly that. They had met during his shore leave 5 years ago, her golden hair catching the California sun as she studied tide pools. Liam, now 4, had his mother's bright blue eyes and his father's unyielding curiosity. "Daddy fights the bad guys on the big boat," Liam would say, clutching a toy aircraft carrier. Elena's letters to Alex were lifelines, filled with sketches of sea creatures and tales of Liam's first steps on the beach. Yet each deployment chipped away at her spirit. "Come home safe, my love," she'd write. "The ocean is vast, but our world is small without you." The mission that would test the Navy's supremacy and Alex's soul began on a crisp January morning in 2025. Tensions with a rogue alliance of adversarial nations had escalated. Intelligence reports painted a grim picture. A covert fleet, backed by hypersonic weapons and cyber sabotage, aimed to challenge U.S. dominance in the Pacific. The Vanguard was dispatched to lead Task Force Omega, a multinational armada symbolizing America's role as the world's #1 sea dominator. "We are the shield and the sword," Alex addressed his crew in the hangar bay, his voice steady over the roar of engines. "Today we remind the world why the seas belong to those who protect freedom." As the carrier group steamed toward the contested waters, the first signs of conflict emerged. Drones swarmed like angry hornets probing defenses. The Vanguard's AI systems, dubbed Sentinel, intercepted them flawlessly, vaporizing threats with laser precision. But Alex knew this was just the prelude. In the CIC, the Combat Information Center, he pored over holographic maps with his executive officer, Lieutenant Commander Sophia Reyes. Sophia, with her sharp intellect and raven hair tied in a neat bun, was like a sister to him. Her name meant wisdom, and she lived up to it. Having graduated top of her class at Annapolis, "Captain, satellite recon shows their subs closing in," she reported, her fingers dancing over the console. The battle erupted at dawn. Enemy submarines launched a barrage of torpedoes, their wakes cutting through the water like vengeful serpents. The Vanguard's escorts, destroyers and frigates formed a protective ring, their sonar pinging frantically. "Evasive maneuvers," Alex barked. The carrier lurched, its massive hull groaning as it turned. Explosions rocked the sea, sending plumes of water skyward. One destroyer, the USS Harlan, took a direct hit, its bow crumpling in a fireball. Alex's heart clenched. He knew the captain, an old academy friend. "Press the attack," he ordered, his voice masking the grief. F-35 Lightning IIs screamed off the deck, their afterburners painting the sky orange. They struck back, sinking 2 enemy subs in a hail of precision-guided munitions. Amid the chaos, a personal storm brewed. Elena's latest message arrived via secure link. "Liam asks for you every night. He drew a picture of you as a superhero on the big ship. Be careful, Alex, we need you. He stared at the screen, the words blurring. How many more deployments? How many more goodbyes? The Navy's power was intoxicating, but it demanded sacrifices. Families torn, dreams deferred. As night fell, the real threat revealed itself. A cyber assault. Enemy hackers infiltrated the fleet's network, scrambling communications and spoofing radar signatures. Ghost ships appeared on screens, luring defenses astray. "Sentinels compromised," Sophia shouted. Alarms blared as missiles streaked toward the vanguard. Alex's mind raced. Drawing on years of training, he initiated a manual override, isolating systems and relying on old-school tactics. All hands battle stations. Fire at visual confirmations only. The deck became a symphony of fury. Railguns thrummed, launching projectiles at Mach 7 speeds, shredding incoming threats. But one missile slipped through, detonating near the stern. The impact threw Alex against a bulkhead, blood trickling from his temple. Pain shot through him, but he pushed on, coordinating counterstrikes. In that moment, visions flashed. Elena's smile, Liam's laughter, his mother's fading whisper. The sea takes, but it gives. He would not let it take him, not yet. Sophia, wounded but defiant, patched through to Allied forces. "We need air support now." Japanese and Australian jets joined the fray, turning the tide. The enemy fleet, outmatched by the Navy's superior tech and resolve, began to retreat. By morning, the waters were littered with debris. The adversary's ambitions sunk beneath the waves. The U.S. Navy had reaffirmed its dominance, a beacon of power in an unstable world. Yet victory was bittersweet. Returning to port weeks later, Alex stepped off the Vanguard, his uniform crisp but his soul weary. The Harlan's loss weighed heavy. 47 sailors perished, including his friend. Media hailed the operation as a masterstroke, dubbing the Navy World No.1 Sea Dominator. Politicians paraded, but Alex knew the true cost. Elena waited on the pier, Liam in her arms. The boy wriggled free, racing toward him. "Daddy!" Alex knelt, scooping him up, inhaling the scent of home. Elena's embrace followed, her tears mixing with his. "You made it," she whispered. That night, under a starlit sky, Alex sat with his family on the beach. Liam played in the sand, building a castle with a toy ship on top. "One day you'll understand," Alex said softly to Elena. "The power we wield isn't just for conquest, it's for protecting. This," he gestured, to their son, the ocean, the horizon, but doubts lingered. In 2025, the Navy's arsenal included autonomous subs patrolling global choke points, satellite constellations providing real-time intel, and quantum-encrypted comms unbreakable by foes. It was unparalleled dominance, yet Alex pondered the human element. Machines didn't bleed. People did. Sophia, recovering in the hospital, had sent a message. "We saved the day, Cap, but at what price?" Months passed. Alex requested a shore assignment, trading the Vanguard's bridge for a training role at Naval Base Coronado. It wasn't retreat. It was recalibration. He mentored young officers, sharing tales of the 2025 clash, not just the